So, Nintendo's making a shooter. Splatoon, it's called, and I've played a bunch of the review version we got here prior to release. I dabbled in the single-player mode, but I've mostly been sticking to the competitive multiplayer. I really like competitive multiplayer shooters, and Splatoon is a competitive multiplayer shooter, but shooting isn't really the point. A shooter in which shooting isn't the point. Yeah, it's weird to think about it that way. Like, what does that even mean? On a basic level, it means that you have a primary goal that isn't just vanquish the other team. You gotta paint the ground, and the team that covers the most area in their color by the time the round ends wins. But plenty of other shooters have modes with different objectives, like capture and hold the place, or carry the thing from the place to the other place. These still end up being mostly about shooting your opponents, or at least they feel like that the majority of the time. Holding a position is just waiting to kill somebody, and carrying a flag is just running from somebodies that want to kill you. Okay, yes, that's a little reductive, but still, the lion's share of the gameplay complexity, most of your experience of actually playing the game is tied up in the competitive dynamic of shooting. And I think that's a big part of what makes a shooter a shooter. And Splatoon has that. You can totally blast your enemies into squidly oblivion. To do so well requires weapon tactics, environmental knowledge, and movement savvy. You need to account for what you can do and what your target can do, and then you need to do all of that better than the person trying to do all of that to you. On a fundamental level, that's what you're doing in most other competitive shooters. The complexity of humans trying to shoot other humans in digital combat is there. But the thing that's also there, the thing that makes Splatoon a shooter that's not really about the shooting, is the painting, the main objective. Not just that it's there, but that it too is complex. Painting requires map awareness. What routes are important to control, where are the large swaths of territory you can paint quickly at the last minute, which walls are worth painting even though they don't count towards your total, and so on. Painting requires that you plan your loadout well and play to your strengths, using your weapon and specials to cover as much area as you can while supporting your strategy with appropriate perks. Painting requires that you maneuver smartly and replenish your ink reserves regularly, both of which are entwined with the crucial art of swimming. And you need to do all of that better than the person trying to do all of that to you. So I guess it's not that Splatoon isn't about shooting, because it is. It's that Splatoon is about more than just shooting. A large portion of the gameplay complexity and a big part of your experience of actually playing the game is tied up in the competitive dynamic of painting. Oh, and the painting is pretty damn satisfying. Is it as satisfying as a well-placed headshot? It might be. If a headshot is a moment of mastery within the shooting mechanics of a game, then what does similar mastery of painting mechanics look like? Well, I'll tell you, it's a lot of splattered paint, a huge swath of your color at the end of a round, and a triumphant smile on your adorable, squidly little face.